But now that you've like broken a lot of supports here, what's going to happen is you're going to end up getting a lot more kind of choppier action just due to the fact that, you just broke back over the 50 SMA and the 90 MA, but you're under the 20. And so you've just got like a whole kind of hodgepodge of like random resistance here. And then we're still like in a trading environment, which is very news event driven. And so that controls the narrative, on a lot of the charts. I'm expecting today to be a choppy day. Just because we're gapping down doesn't mean that you're going to have like a monster rollover or something like that. This gap down could get bought up and we could just go, red to green and push back, or we could start, fading back off. This could be a breakdown pullback. Now the issue with this move is that, we broke over 2 MAs. Usually a good breakdown pullback's like you break down and you like grind back into the MAs versus a rip back over them. So now like we're like in a little bit more of a chop zone. So we'll just have to kind of play what we see today. I'm not expecting the market to just come crashing back, but I say that all the time when it does. So, we'll just have to see what's going on. Let me just get rid of some of this junk from my watch list. So this OTLK, this thing is moving around this morning. I think you may have a little bit more upside on it. It was actually a really clean trader yesterday. Had really some nice pushes and stuff like that till the end of the day when it got a little bit sloppy. Keep this on watch for potential day two. You start to see it ORB or something like that. This type of stock, like I probably wouldn't take in the ORB, but I do notice, like you can see yesterday, that like more of the rounding patterns tend to work on it. So, keep an eye on that. Like it tends to move a little bit smoother and a little bit more rounding. Every stock has its own character, right? Like how it moves, what it likes to react to. No two stocks are, the same when you look at that. So just kind of be mindful of that. This light was awesome yesterday. Got really smoked out. It had like a nice bear flag here and actually trended down for a good chunk of the day. That's what we want to see, right? We want to be able to see stocks that, have like that ability to have the range and liquidity and also trend. I got this on watch for potential day two play. So, it's already gapping down a little bit, but watch that first pop back into the EMAs or for an ORB. We may get something over there. Baidu, this is probably my favorite for today. Number one, like China stocks have been getting dusted really for, right, the last like month or so. Now this thing has earnings out today. They're not getting received very well, obviously, due to the gap. You're already starting to see pre-market that it's really been trending down. So the range is good on this thing. We'll keep an eye on this at the open. It's usually a pretty good trader and it's got good range. It's going to be a decent sized gap. So with the SSR on it, like you don't want to just chase it into the hole, but let that thing really set up and build. We'll have a chance on this at some point. It may need to pop a little bit just because, it's already down 13% and it's a large cap stock, right? It's not like some low float stock, but I like the look on this. We're going to be able to get a couple trades on it. Pins is getting dusted. Man, it was looking so good yesterday, right? Had a nice trend. It's getting dusted on earnings here. And I think if you got borrows on this is going to be an interesting play. Watch if it starts to bust down and under 25 and start to ORB down that way. If it does, I think you're going to have yourself a little bit of a play. IPO stocks in general, when they have good earnings or bad earnings, they have the ability to move very fast because it's just a fresh play. So that'll be something we keep an eye on today. If you've got the borrows, I don't know if I even have them. I didn't check yet. IQ's getting broken down on earnings too. So this and Baidu both got earnings out today. It's a pretty smooth trader for the most part. It's been a dud for a good chunk of the year now, minus, right, like when it first opened. But we got earnings out today. I think this one's going to have probably some range on it, and it's always like a really liquid name in general. So you can get a little bit of size into it and play it back and forth. John Deere is, we're breaking down over here. This is not like a huge moving stock in general. I think you will probably get an ORB or something in this one. But don't expect this to move like, like a small cap stock, right? It's John Deere, it's an old company. Typically those, you get like one primary shred and then they just tend to sit around for a good chunk of the day. So just be mindful of all that. For day two plays, like stuff, if the market starts to rebound, this Mitch has been an awesome trender. We missed it yesterday for some reason in the chat room, but I think this one's got some nice juice to it. ZM broke out the IPO highs yesterday, 80 spot. Like you're already kind of tapping down at this, in the pre-market. That's awesome. If it comes back and retests somewhere around 80, watch that one. Like that's going to have good bounce spots. In general, too, like when you think about ZM, it always works a little bit better when you're getting it on pulls and stuff like that. Historically it has. So I'll be, keeping an eye on this bad boy also. And then, I was really hoping for Roku. It's starting to shape up here. So it may need a little bit of more time because it's really like that 85. That's like the key spot. But we could probably snag some off the bottom of the range too. So keep an eye on it around, 80, 81. That bottom of the range, we may get a couple snags off this one and trade it back too. What happens is like when you're building a flag, the main thing is you can trade it back and forth within the range till the flag breaks, right? And then when the flag breaks, you're basically utilizing your momentum trading setups. But till that happens, you're using your Momo setups, but you're doing it inside the range. So you have to be cognizant of where the sell spots are because they'll come getting dusted back down and then you don't want any of that, right? So, and then I got Momo here, with Baidu, IQ, all these guys kind of getting dusted today, right? Momo could be like a decent short. You've got yourself a breakdown, pull back to the 9 EMA. So you got tons of, you've got some downside here down into the 27 spot. Now remember, like I don't know if the market's going to be just fading off all day or not. We'll have to just pay attention to what's going down because we're like in that no man's land, right? We're not necessarily, like at support. We're not necessarily right at resistance. We're more in a range, and so we got to be careful. If you have trouble at the open, especially when the market's not giving you proper direction, wait out the open and just let the trend set, right? Watch your VWAPs, your 9 EMAs. Let that trend set and then figure out which way you want to go, all right? So, guys, have fun today. Be good. It's Friday. Let's go do what we got to do.